Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming off the go home episode of AEW Dynamite last night from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and now we move forward to Sunday night in Vancouver, AEW Dynasty. 8 matches confirmed for the show, and we're going to talk all about it here right now. I appreciate you guys joining me. Of course, I am Joseph Conlon, and this is AEW Dynasty, and we are um, going to talk about AEW's second pay per view of the year, coming off an incredible AEW Revolution about 3 weeks ago. At this point, 4 weeks ago, whenever it was. And it's crazy that Dynasty's already here because feels like we just got done with Revolution. But we have a pretty good card, I would say. A very, very good card. It's not on paper as good as Revolution. The top matches are going to be super. They're going to be really, really good. And I'm excited for those. But we're going to talk about everything here. Might as well not waste any much more time. So, without further ado, if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and check out last night's episode. Not episode, um, podcast for AEW Dynamite right here on the Big Fight Field channel. So, we have 8 matches confirmed for Dynasty on Sunday night. And what we will start with is we will start with Chris Jericho versus Ricochet, which just got confirmed last night on AEW Dynamite. There was a segment with Jericho with his intentions as to why he came back to AEW, but then he was interrupted by Ricochet basically saying, don't sign the contract, nobody wants you here. It's gotten, I don't want to say backlash, but like criticism as to like people. There's some people out there that are upset that Jericho's back in AEW and, people don't like Ricochet or whatever. I like it. I'm the totally opposite of those people. I like it. It's a good feud for Ricochet. It's a good first match for Jericho. The question is here, how is Jericho going to look in the ring? He hasn't wrestled in a match in over a year. And Ricochet is one of the most athletic guys AEW has. He is honestly one of their best wrestlers that they have. So, for who wins this match, I do think the match is going to be good. And this match has to be good because this is a big deal. This is Jericho's first match back in over a year. So, um, this has to be a good match. As far as who I think is going to win, I think this feud is going to continue. So I think Ricochet is going to win by like some roll up or help with the rest of the demand. The Toa Leona, Bishop Khan, maybe those guys helping Ricochet. I don't think this feud is over after Sunday night. So I'm going to take Ricochet to win. And then maybe Jericho gets his win back on like a Dynamite episode or whatever. But I I will take Ricochet. I'm going to go with Ricochet for the win. I could very well be wrong because this is Jericho's first match in over a year. Maybe they want to put Jericho over. I wouldn't be shocked if that happens as well, but I'm gonna go with Ricochet. I'm gonna take Ricochet for this match. Um, Tag team match: Young Bucks and the Young Bucks going up against Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada, the two enemies of the Don Callis family, been bickering at each other since about September. They're teaming up again. But the catch here is Don Callis said last night on Dynamite that if these two can work together and make a statement against the Young Bucks, Takeshita will get his match for the AEW International Championship at Double or Nothing. So I totally expect Kazuchika Okada not to try in this match. And I expect there to be beef between these guys. But I mean, ultimately, the the stipulation is if these guys can work together, then like Takeshita and Okada, they get their match at Double or Nothing. So I think Takeshita, despite Okada being lazy and not wanting to help Takeshita, I think Takeshita's going to win this match for them because Takeshita wants that match for the International Championship at Double or Nothing. And right now, like the Bucks, I really don't feel like they need this win. They're the Young Bucks. They don't need to beat Takeshita and Okada. For this match to happen, Don Callis wants his guys to beat the Young Bucks at Dynasty. So I think that's what's going to happen. And it's going to come with Okada being lazy, trying not to help Takeshita, and Takeshita's just going to be like, fuck it. I'm going to do it on my own, and he's going to beat the Young Bucks. So I'm going to go, shockingly, with Takeshita and Okada. Andrade El Idolo versus Darby Allin should be a great match. Pretty excited about this one. The build is that MJF knows Darby's coming for his AEW World Championship, but he's hired the Don Callis family to put a stop with that, and both Don Callis and MJF have agreed to have Andrade El Idolo fight Darby Allin at Dynasty. So basically, Andrade's not happy with this either because Andrade, he wants a match for the AEW World Championship, but MJF is trying to prevent Darby from getting a match at him. So last night, with the commentary team pushing that if Darby wins, he gets the next shot at the AEW World Championship. They were pushing that narrative throughout the entire six-man tag match, which makes me think Darby Allin is going to win this match against Andrade, and Darby Allin is going to have the next shot for the AEW World Championship, whether that's against Kenny Omega or that's against MJF. I don't know who that's going to be against, but I do think it does seem like Darby's going to be getting the next shot, so I'm going to take Darby Allin to beat Andrade. And then we have our 5 championship matches, right? This one's kind of hard to predict. We have the Casino Gauntlet for the TNT Championship. I don't know who's going to be in this match. We know that Tommaso Ciampa is going to be number 1. And if you saw the spoilers for AEW Collision, Roosh is number 2. So I don't really know who else is going to be in this match. And it really depends. Like, it depends who's in there. Could they just give this title back to Tommaso Ciampa? They could, but again, I really don't know who to take because I don't really know who's going to be in this match. So I guess I'm going to take Tommaso Ciampa. I guess I'll go with him, but that one's kind of a hard one. That could be a prediction that I end up changing before the show on Sunday night. And then we have the AEW Women's Championship. We have Jamie Hayter challenging Tekla, and this is just going to be another title defense for Tekla. Jamie Hayter just got confirmed last week on Collision as the next challenger. So I don't see Jamie winning this match, especially when she's in a tag team right now with Alex Windsor. I don't see her winning the AEW Women's Championship, and it doesn't really make sense for Tekla to be dropping the Women's Championship right now. So I'm going to take Tekla to beat Jamie Hayter. And these two, they did have a match before at Wrestle Dream earlier in 2025. That was about 6 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. And that match actually opened up the show. So they're running it back later, 6 months later, this time for the AEW Women's Championship. And although Jamie Hayter is the only person to beat Tekla in AEW, she's not beating Tekla on Sunday. I will take Tekla to attain the AEW Women's Championship. But then we move into our three big matches on the show. The three headliners for Dynasty. The matches why we're all excited. We have the AEW Continental Championship on the line. Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley. And this one is personal. The Death Riders taking out Ospreay, forcing him to get neck surgery last summer in August at Forbidden Door. And Ospreay, he just had neck surgery, right? And an incredible comeback. Ospreay was back in 7 months. 7 months it took him to come back from that neck surgery. 6.5 months, whatever you want to call it. And this totally makes sense for his first feud back because Jon Moxley and the Death Riders were the people that injured Will Ospreay's neck. So, I would have preferred if this was a grudge match. I think I would have preferred if this was a grudge match and the title wasn't on the line. This is going to be an incredible match. I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for this match. Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay. Ospreay, the best in the world. Will Ospreay's not going to win this match. And technically, Will Ospreay shouldn't win this match because Will Ospreay, the only championship he should be winning is the AEW World Championship. And that shouldn't be coming until we get to his home country later on in August this year. So, him winning the Continental Championship right here doesn't really make sense to me. So, your only options are Jon Moxley beating him clean or we get a draw. Because remember Ospreay's promo, he said he wanted Moxley, just him, and he wanted himself and Moxley for 20 minutes and no interference for the Continental Championship. So if they're going to do 20 minutes between these guys, I could see this being a draw. And that sucks because they're wrestling on pay-per-view. And I don't really know if there should be draws on pay-per-view. But it's just so hard because Ospreay should not win the Continental Championship. And he also shouldn't be losing clean on pay-per-view. His first pay-per-view match back, may I add. So I guess I'm gonna go with a draw. I mean, it's not a great option, but I mean it could be the best option coming out of this match because you don't want Moxley losing the Continental Championship, and you don't want Ospreay losing his first pay-per-view match back from neck surgery. So this is the toughest one to call, but I'm gonna go with a draw, and I could be wrong, and I don't know if I'm hoping I'm wrong, but that could possibly be the best option for Tony Khan. Then we get to the AEW Tag Team Championships. Cope and Christian challenging FTR. And just like Ospreay, Cope and Christian returned at Revolution, taking out FTR. And it was literally confirmed on the Dynamite after Revolution that they would be going after FTR and the AEW Tag Team Championships. This match, I mean, they had a match before at All Out, but it was good, but not with this amount of stakes. So this match right here, this is nearly 7 months in the making, okay? Beth Phoenix makes a cameo in AEW. They take them out. FTR wins. Now I know they're not in Toronto, but FTR is in Canada, which is Cope and Christian territory. And last night, they did an angle where FTR, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero laid out Adam Copeland and Christian. And to me, this is easily the feel-good moment of the pay-per-view on Sunday. It's going to be an amazing moment when these guys win the AEW Tag Team Championships, and they should give them one last good run together as a tag team, because we don't know how much longer we are going to have Adam Copeland and Christian Cage in a professional wrestling ring. So give them the AEW Tag Team Championships. This is going to be a really good match, and I'm going to take Adam Copeland and Christian to win the AEW Tag Team Championships. And then finally, the last match we have at Dynasty, the main event, the AEW World Championship, Kenny Omega versus MJF. And to me, this feels like the biggest match in AEW since Jon Moxley defended the AEW Championship against Adam Hangman Page at All In. This is a huge match, and this could determine the direction for All In, because a lot of people want MJF to be the AEW World Champion going into Wembley Stadium. But there's also some people online that want Kenny Omega to be the AEW World Champion going into Wembley Stadium. MJF versus Ospreay, Kenny Omega versus Ospreay. Is there something else that Tony Khan has cooking up his sleeve that we don't know about? I guess we're really going to find out Sunday night. I don't know who's going to win this match. They got me even more excited for this match. That last night's segment was fantastic. If you did not watch the Kenny Omega MJF segment last night on Dynamite, go ahead and check that out. That was awesome. As far as who's going to win, I don't know. I'm leaning towards MJF. I'm leaning towards MJF. But I think Kenny would be a strong candidate to take the title off of him. But assuming Darby Allin is the next challenger, I feel like Darby Allin versus MJF makes more sense. And it seems like at Double or Nothing, it's going to be Darby Allin versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. So that is all I have for you guys. AEW Dynasty predictions. That's all I got. I appreciate y'all joining me tonight for a very short podcast. Subscribe. Comment down below. Who do you think is going to win all the matches at AEW Dynasty this weekend? Let me know in the comments below, okay? Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me, and follow me on Twitter and TikTok at Colin_Joseph. I will be tweeting. I will be over on Twitter during AEW Dynasty on Sunday night. And then Sunday night, right after the show is over, probably early in the Monday morning, AEW Dynasty pay-per-view review right here on the channel. Okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow night for SmackDown right here on the Big Fight Fuel channel, expecting another dreadful and pathetic episode of SmackDown tomorrow night. Peace.